My name is Vanessa. I'd been kept by Shane for 3 years. Out of 30 days each month. He'd bury himself in me for half of them. Yet my belly remained stubbornly flat. I carried the guilt of failing to give him children like a millstone around my neck. The day I discovered my unexpected pregnancy, I overheard his twin brother at the club entrance, Shane. What if she figures out I've been pretending to be you all this time? A smoke ring drifted from Shane's lips. So what? The bitch is already soiled goods. Might as well share the toy. The VIP lounge erupted with lewd chuckles. Men swarmed around Shane like hyenas, kneading his shoulders with greasy enthusiasm. When will you let us have a taste of your pet? Preston? Shane stubbed out his cigarette, momentarily dazed by the circle of slimy grins. Then he pulled Tina onto his lap, declaring loud enough for the entire room to hear, 5 days. After Vanessa becomes Mrs. Preston at our wedding. You'll all get front row seats. Whistles and applause shook the velvet drapes. Someone slapped Evan's back. Your brother's too good to you. Letting you ride his woman. Evan's tongue darted over his lips. You haven't seen Vanessa's curves. That ass jiggles like fresh custard. Makes you want to sink your teeth in. Evan. You're making me hard just talking about it. Another man groaned, palms rubbing against his crotch. The mood shifted when someone asked the forbidden question. Why go through all this trouble for some girl? Tina's stiletto clicked against the marble floor as she answered. Because Vanessa humiliated me. The Preston brothers always settle scores. Exactly. Evan snarled, fist slamming down with a crack that split the glass coffee table. We'll ruin her completely. I stood frozen outside. The champagne flute in my hand frosting over from my death grip. Every filthy word carved deeper into my flesh until I finally remembered to hit stop on my phone's recording. The laughter chased me down the corridor. My stiletto heels slipping on tears I refused to shed. Rain lashed at my face as I stumbled through the storm. Each step heavier than the last. My designer dress clung like a shroud. Mascara rivers cutting through my cheeks. The wrought iron gates of the Preston estate loomed ahead when my knees finally buckled. Vanessa. Jesus. What happened? Strong arms gathered me up. But I couldn't tell if it was Shane or Evan. His concerned eyes mirrored the man who'd brought me roses yesterday. Who'd nuzzled my neck while whispering wedding vows. Forgot my umbrella taking out the trash. I lied through chattering teeth, forcing a smile that tasted like blood. He carried me inside like some tragic romance novel hero, tenderly lowering me onto the Chesterfield sofa. Let me draw you a bath. Darling. Can't have my bride catching cold. 3 years of whiplash finally made sense. The Jekyll and Hyde act, some nights all rough hands and cold shoulders. Others filled with rose petals and whispered poetry. The birthmark low on his hip I'd traced during lovemaking Evan's trademark. Not Shane's. As scalding water roared in the marble and soot, I clutched my still flat stomach. The positive test burned in my purse alongside the damning video. Tomorrow, the world would see the Preston brothers for who they really were. But tonight, I'd let my fiancé wash away the storm. His skilled fingers massaging shampoo through my hair like the devoted lover he'd never truly been. The bathroom steam couldn't hide the truth anymore. I'd been betting a monster. Engaged to a ghost. And in 5 days, this porcelain doll would smash their entire porcelain world. Back when my best friend Yvonne warned me that being a high society wife wasn't easy, we're just regular girls. Don't chase fairy tales. I never imagined getting involved with Shane. During college, he'd camp outside my dorm daily, bombarding me with grand gestures like hijacking the campus radio for love declarations. Everything changed when I collapsed from appendicitis. Shane carried me 3 blocks to the ER, my sweat soaking through his Armani shirt. The doctors said another 30 minutes could have been fatal. That raw, desperate concern from the Preston family heir made me reconsider everything. I said yes when he asked me out weeks later. Still woozy from anesthesia. 3 months into dating, my roommate Tina dragged me to a club to celebrate. Next thing I knew, I woke up naked in some boutique hotel. Sequined dress shredded on the floor. The door burst open as I sobbed into blood-stained sheets. Vanessa. Tina's saccharine voice cut through my panic. She clung to Shane's arm like a designer handbag. Following strange men to hotels for fun? How adventurous. Her manicured finger jabbed at the rust-colored smears. Oh look, someone forgot their rose petals. My nails dug into my palms. Tina had been seething since I'd topped our finance program, dethroning her perfect GPA. This reeked of her vengeance. Shane. Let me expel. Don't touch me. He recoiled like I carried the plague. You disgust me. The door slammed with finality. His Porsche roaring away before I could breathe. Tina smirked. Louboutins clicking after him. Everyone knew the Jennings girl had been obsessed with Shane since their childhood in the Preston family mansion. Their forbidden attraction made me the perfect pawn. Hours later, Evan found me shivering in the marble and soot. Let's get you warmed up, sweetheart. His hands wandered under my robe. We'd fooled around before. But tonight I stiffened. Not tonight, I think I'm coming down with something. His smile didn't reach those icy blues. Rest then. I'll handle your laundry. The pregnancy test slipped from my coat pocket as I soaked. Evan's shadow loomed over the tub minutes later. Crumpled lab report in fist. Vanessa, you're pregnant? I was going to tell you. His shout rattled the crystal sconces. This changes everything. Evan's sudden embrace felt like being hugged by a grizzly bear, all performative affection. He practically skipped downstairs to make calls. Knocked up, slipped the morning after pills in her green tea, meet at the docks. Fake, sleeping through his staged exit. I found his note oozing false concern, emergency at the yacht warehouse. Love you always, Evan. The paper tore cleanly down the middle. Outside. Security cameras caught his Tesla speeding toward the marina, and Tina's penthouse. I can't just sit around waiting to die. Letting them manipulate me like a puppet. Throwing on my coat. I dragged my exhausted body to chase after Evan. I knew exactly where he'd go. Sure enough. When I reached the Preston Family Club's parking lot, I saw Evan's car, no. Technically Shane's car that Evan drove. Just like how I was supposed to be Shane's woman now being toyed with by Evan. Evan. What the hell is going on? Shane jabbed his finger at his brother who lounged on the leather couch. His voice trembling with rage. How should I know? You two gave me the abortion pills. Yet Vanessa's still pregnant. Now I'm stuck holding this mess. Evan retorted. His knuckles whitening around his whiskey glass. Their shouting match escalated until Tina slithered between them with a serpent's smile. I've got a solution. Since Vanessa's knocked up, we'll expose her as a slut during the wedding. Claim the baby's a bastard. What do you think? Evan's jaw tightened imperceptibly while Shane's eyes lit up. Brilliant. Make that bitch Vanessa public enemy number one. Shane purred, gripping Tina's chin. You've got such a wicked mind. Sweetheart. Shane. You're terrible. Tina giggled, swaying her hips as she pulled him toward the adjacent room. Within minutes, Tina's theatrical moans began echoing through the walls. Fighting nausea. I slipped out unnoticed. Back home. I dialed the only person I could trust. Yvonne. I need your help. My voice cracked as I gripped the phone. Meet me tomorrow morning. At dawn. Shane stumbled through the mansion's doors reeking of bourbon and Tina's perfume. Get dressed. He barked without meeting my eyes. We're visiting the family estate. My twins returning today. During the drive. My stomach churned at the thought of facing both Preston brothers. The moment we arrived, I spotted Evan and Tina laughing by the fountain like old friends. Meet your future sister-in-law. Vanessa. Shane announced with mock formality. Vanessa. This is my brother Evan. Evan extended his hand. His thumb brushing my palm. Heard so much about you. He said. His eyes glinting with dangerous familiarity. Tina muffled a laugh behind her designer clutch. Shane darling. I've got your wedding tux in my suite. Tina cooed, dragging him upstairs. Evan's hand twitched toward mine before shoving into his pocket. Left alone in the cavernous parlor, I wandered upstairs only to freeze at Tina's bedroom door. Was I better than Vanessa last night? She purred. Don't insult me comparing you to that trash. Shane growled. Only reason Evan touches her is because he'll fuck anything that breathes. I fled downstairs, clutching the banister as Tina's triumphant laughter followed me. She found me trembling in the solarium. Hope you enjoyed the show. She smirked, adjusting her disheveled dress. Don't worry, I don't mind sharing. Shane Preston belongs to me. Don't even think about taking him away. Tina tilted her head with venomous sweetness. Oh. Right. That night 3 years ago at the hotel? Shane and I arranged that whole scene. The guy was some street thug who'd slept around, who knows if he had STDs. Her words pierced through me like an ice pick. The memory still haunted my nightmares, leaving me trembling even now. My entire life had been derailed by this woman. As I raised my hand to slap her, Tina suddenly stumbled backward in a theatrical fall, clutching her cheek like some wronged heroine. Vanessa. I'm sorry. She whimpered, her performance worthy of an Oscar. I shouldn't have taken Shane from you. Can't you forgive me? The bedroom door creaked open as Shane emerged, fastening his belt. What's going on here? Shane. Vanessa hit me. Tina pouted, fake sobbing without producing a single tear. Shane turned on me with disgust. Vanessa. You're testing my patience. Tina might not be blood, but she's still family. Is this how you treat your future sister-in-law? Tina cradled her unmarked face. She's just jealous of our bond. Shane. I watched him gently inspect her injured cheek, his tenderness making my stomach churn. This was the man who'd told me looking at you makes me sick. Now playing nurse to his scheming pseudo-sister. At dinner, the Preston family matriarch offered me fish. Evan blocked her chopsticks mid-air. She's allergic. The table froze. My girlfriend overseas has the same allergy. Evan recovered awkwardly. Force of habit. Only Shane noticed the slip, shooting his brother a warning glare across the crystal stemware. Vanessa. Tina chirped later, eyes gleaming with malice. Notice anything different about Shane lately? I played along. He's become so attentive lately. Almost like a different person. 3 heads snapped up in unison. The collective relief when I added he's been so sweet to me was almost comical. Shane dumped me at the mansion after dinner, speeding off to Tina without a backward glance. Evan arrived minutes later, reeking of cheap cologne and cheaper intentions. Changed my mind about fishing. He leered. Let's pick your wedding dress instead. At the bridal boutique, we found Shane and Tina posing for wedding portraits. Isn't that your brother and Tina? I asked innocently. Evan shrugged. My overseas girlfriend couldn't make it. Stand in. We finished quickly. On the drive back, Evan promised a big surprise for our ceremony. I smiled sweetly. I've got a surprise for you too. His smug expression faltered momentarily. The game was far from over. Is that so? I'd love to see what this surprise is. Back at the villa, I waited until Evan let his guard down before slipping sleeping pills into his red wine. Once he was unconscious, I used his fingerprint to unlock his phone and scrolled through his messages with Shane. Bro. Where did you hide the hotel security footage USB drive of Vanessa? In my study desk drawer. I rushed to the study, tearing through 3 drawers over 20 times. Just as I was about to give up, I remembered something. My fingers brushed against the USB taped beneath the drawer. Perfect. Now to swap it with the incriminating footage from the private club. After completing the switch, I called my best friend. Yvonne. Is everything set? Relax. The hospital's prepped. Plane tickets are booked. And reporters are on standby. 3 days remained until my wedding to Shane. The Preston family had already sent out invitations, and paparazzi were already swarming the venue, hoping to monetize the live-streamed spectacle. Hanging up, I returned to the bedroom where Evan lay breathing steadily. Such a refined face masking such venom. The Preston twins, identical in looks but polar opposites in how they treated me. One scorching, the other glacial. My fingers traced Evan's jawline. If only he hadn't mirrored Shane's cruelty, I might have loved him. In every way, mundane or intimate, he'd been everything I craved. Too bad. You reap what you sow. This wedding would rip off your masks and expose the rot beneath. The fruit knife trembled in my grip. For a heartbeat, I imagined plunging it into Evan's chest. Then I paused. Your precious family reputation? I'll obliterate it. The night before the ceremony, neither Preston brother appeared. Evan was finalizing wedding details at the family estate, while Shane was too busy panting over Tina. As I hauled my luggage downstairs, 3 car honks pierced the silence. Yvonne's signal. We loaded the trunk like thieves. Vanessa. Move your ass. She hissed. This villa had been my gilded cage since college. Shane's pampered pet. Now, as the engine roared, I didn't look back. Morning flooded the Preston estate with business partners exchanging hollow congratulations. Mr. Preston. When will Shane take over the company? They sipped tea, awaiting a bride who'd never arrive. Evan paced the entrance. Shane stumbled out of Tina's room, half-dressed. Hurry. What if someone sees us? Tina snapped, hatred sharpening her whisper. Tonight, I want to humiliate that bitch Vanessa in front of everyone. Chaos erupted when the groomsmen returned empty-handed. She's gone. The villa's stripped clean. Shane tore open limo doors, face purpling. The whore outsmarted us. Tina whispered. Play the footage now. Nodding, Shane ordered Evan to cue the screen. The crowd's murmurs died as the video rolled, revealing the Preston brothers and Tina plotting in the family's private lounge. Bro. What if she realizes I've been impersonating you this whole time? Evan's recorded voice rang out. The trio turned corpse pale. Gasps exploded across the courtyard. Cameras flashed, capturing every twitch of their crumbling facades. What does it matter if they know? She was already tainted. Might as well let everyone have their turn. The Preston brothers' conversation echoed clearly through the venue. The elders of the Preston family nearly collapsed seeing the scandalous footage projected on screen. Shut it down. These disgraceful sons. They roared as whispers rippled through the crowd. Rich boys sure know how to party, even sharing women. Someone muttered. Paparazzi materialized like vultures. Cameras flashing at Shane, Evan, and Tina huddled together. Stop. No photos. Shane pressed Tina's face against his chest while shielding his own. The Prestons dominated trending lists within hours. Frowny face Preston heirs bride vanishes on wedding day. Twin scions caught in sibling love triangle. Moral bankruptcy exposed. Preston group stocks plummet after sex scandal. 30 minutes later, Shane and Evan trashed their villa in blind rage. As they turned to leave, my farewell letters stopped them cold. Shane Preston. I loved you with every fiber of my being. Yet you handed me to your brother like damaged goods. This betrayal will haunt you till your dying breath. Evan Preston. Let me share 3 years' truth. You're terrible in bed. Not once did you satisfy me. The brothers nearly demolished the villa. Vanessa. Shane smashed his fist through glass. Blood dripping. I'll scour the earth to tear you apart. Evan silently clawed at his hair, knees buckling. While they raged, Yvonne supported me through post-abortion recovery at the airport. A passenger's phone blared. Preston empire crumbles. Total humiliation. My smile returned as I scrolled the carnage. Yvonne and I settled abroad. She treated slum residents while I taught orphans. Peace finally found us, until Shane's connections tracked me months later. Vanessa. You bitch. I'll skin you alive. Shane charged with a knife. Brother. Stop. Evan tackled him. You defending this whore now? Yes. Evan stood firm. For 3 years, I was the one sharing her bed. Not you. Their brawl left bloodstains on my porch overnight. Next morning's headlines: frowny face Preston heirs in murderous crash, vehicle explosion leaves 1 dead, 1 disfigured. The Preston elders discovered Tina's manipulations. Beat this jinx with brine-soaked whips, they ordered. After days of torture, they dumped her broken body on streets. Staying here forever? Yvonne asked as we watched children play. Men broke me. I traced scarred wrists. Never again. True. She sighed. They'll lie even to themselves. The mailman interrupted with a singed envelope. Vanessa. No words undo my sins. Just know this, I truly loved you. Evan. I fed the letter to flames, watching ashes dance with the laughter of children who'd never know our pain. When you read this letter, I will no longer be in this world. I exist as neither human nor ghost. For living has become more torturous than death itself. Was Evan attempting to confess to me? Let me make this clear, I don't need his confession. There will be no forgiveness in this lifetime or the next. Every remaining breath I take carries the pain that he and Shane have inflicted upon me.